And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, next question. Which of the Echoes ladies would you have as your waifu? But you can't say Celica, May, or Sonia. It would either be Matilda or Claire. Matilda because she's just a damn impressive woman. I look at that woman, I'm like, fuck. You are... Like, Jesus, I know why Clive fell for you, but that's also a reason against her because she technically is with Clive. And I like Clive because I'm not huge in him, but you don't really want to pry them apart. At the same time, I really like Claire because she's one of the few, like, you know, I wouldn't say pompous, more, you know, Aristotle or aristocrat type person. Like, that starts out stuck up, but she quickly turns around. She's just so nice and lovable. That's what I really like about her, so I can see myself really gravitating towards Claire. I mean, Matilda from the get-go I really liked, but Claire really grew on me, so probably Claire. Because Matilda's already taken. Okay. Next question. Oh, this is an interesting one. If Bowser's minions were an FE class, what would they be? I reckon they would either be Summoner, Mechanist, Dark Mage, or Thief. Summoner because, again, they can deploy, like, the Koopa Bombs or maybe other minions. Mechanist, same situation, but also I can see them using dark magic or like shuriken attacks. Dark Mage because of dark magic and how the Koopa kids choose that. And Thief also because they're kind of the sneaky types. I can see certain Koopa kids being, you know, going in, stealing his stuff and getting away, taking all the good items and just fucking with Mario and the gang. So that'd be cool. Okay. Next question is a weird one. Have you noticed how Eliwood is basically promoted on his horse, but Erica and Ephraim are infantry? Why do you think that is? Not gonna lie, I don't know how to answer this because I haven't noticed it. Because when I look at the promotion, it just, you know... It just... All I see is people going from standing unit to horse, so I don't exactly know what you're saying. Maybe there's something weird how there's, like, maybe upon promotion, Eliwood's sprite's a bit different. But... Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Okay. So, next question. I'm really intimidated by FE4 and 5. I can see that. I mean, I get that, sorry. I get that. I want to play them, but I'm scared of messing up. Do you have any tips for FE4? Do you have any beginner's tips for FE4? Oh, easily. Okay, first of all, mounted units. Make the best, main the mounted units. You can use other people, and I use other people. I use Ira a lot. But the mounted units are going to be your best friend, so really focus on leveling them up, making them strong, and deploying them as much as you can. Don't worry about don't worry about, reserving strongest weapons to later. If you find the strongest weapon, have at it, because not only is it the game kind of encourage you to use them, but you can find quite a lot of secret ones, so you get access to quite a pretty decent number of them, and also you can just one mechanic which I'm really annoyed they never brought back now that I think about it. You can pay to get them rebuilt even though they reach 0. So in the beginning you can give Sigurd a silver sword. Keep that on him, just go for it. So don't worry about using the strongest weapons. Another thing I like to do is, because the chapter has multiple objectives, chapter 2 is a good example, when you're about to capture one objective, and you can see what the second objective is, have maybe Sigurd stand by that objective and move everyone into place so that by the time the next objective starts, you already know what to do and you have a one-up on the enemy. So don't be afraid to take a few turns out just to get everyone prepped and ready to go. Otherwise, they can kind of dogpile you. Also, here's the thing. While it's not essential for beating the game, do not be ashamed or afraid to use a guide. I'm using it because I want to find out preemptively if I have to switch out units or someone's going to go away or to get bonus items, because the game will fuck you over massively in some ways which you were not going to predict. And so don't feel ashamed to use a guide. Have at it. Go use the guide. That's my advice to you. But also, if you're going to play it by emulator, you have save states, so don't worry too much. If you make a mistake, just go back. I've got nothing wrong with using save states. Especially for your first run through, you're going to make mistakes. Okay, so next question from the same person. What do you think makes a good S unit? Well, for me, what a good S unit is they have to have very good, not just good growth rates, they have to have very good growth rates so that you know that when they level up, they're always going to get some really nice levels and be very strong by the end. I also think a good S unit will come in late, but not too late. Nino's a bad example because she comes a bit too late, whereas a good example is Zeiss, because he comes in the middle of the game. His bases aren't that great, but his growth rates are pretty strong, especially in strength and stuff, so that's good. They've got a lot of potential to be really strong by the end. So that's what I think. Also, I think what makes a good S unit is make them unique in terms of maybe they have certain skills or a class that's unique to them, so that you're more encouraged to train them up. And what are some examples of S units done very well versus others that are not so good? Okay, so good examples of S units. Zeiss, because again, well, on hard mode, not only does he have disgustingly good base stats, like he has 19 strength, fuck me. But his growth rate's overall good, his class works for the game, he doesn't come in too late. Est herself is a good one because for, Echoes, growth rates are considerably lower in that game, so the fact that she's got pretty good ones is a good sign. The Falcon Knight class is good for that game, she can do the triangle attack, so she has that, and she doesn't come in too late. Delphia as well has really high potential, magic users are really good in that game, doesn't arrive way too late, and she can just wreck shit. Kurf Naga is also a very good choice because he's a dragon unit, which are rare in Radiant Dawn, so he has a lot of, and he comes with a lot of skills, he can be customized a lot. So if you give him Paragon and a lot of really good skills, Kurf Naga can actually be really good. He can, even without like much training, he can still hold his own. Like, even if you don't use him that much, he can still at least hold his own in a fight. But if you do train him, oh my god, Kurf Naga can be really good. Bad examples are Alincia and Nino. Nino because she comes in way too late. You're fighting a lot of pre-promotes and she's low base level. On top of that, by that time there's so many other mages which will outdo her. Lucius outdo her, Canis outdo her, Pen will outdo her, Urk will outdo her. You know, she's kind of irrelevant. And Alincia I think is also bad too because she arrives really late. Marcia and Tanith will be kicking ass as Pegasus Knights more than likely. And she's really, like, just weak. Especially in that point, you're gonna need, like, stronger characters. I mean, she makes for a good healer, Alincia. She makes her a very good healer, but just, like, I think she's too, in terms of fighting capabilities, in my opinion, she's far too weak. This is in Path of Radiance, not counting Radiant Dawn. So, you know. Yeah. Okay, which FE archetype is your favorite, and which one is your least favorite? I'm not going to say favorite because I'm doing a video on that. In terms of least favorite Fire Emblem archetype, sorry, honest to God, the one I like the least, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of some of the archetypes. Honestly, I can't answer that because a lot of the Fire Emblem archetypes I just like, and there's not really one I just dislike, really. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so I think my least favorite archetype is the Cliff one because Cliff archetype is basically just like villager units or and stuff like that, like the training units of Sacred Stones or like Rust and stuff. Not a fan of those just because yeah, I know they can be strong, but I'm generally not like a fan of them. I don't hate them or anything, it's just thingamajig. It also says, by the way, you're one of my favorite YouTubers. Thank you very much, I'm very happy to hear that. Okay, next person. What is your opinion on Naruto? I'm not the biggest fan of it just doesn't appeal to me. I have not seen Naruto because based on what I know of it, it doesn't appeal to me. I mean, I'm cool with shonens and stuff, but Naruto not only is it long, I don't know. There's something about Naruto I'm not huge on. I mean, I know why people love it. Even on Facebook and Twitter, seeing all the, like, when Naruto ended, you know, it was before Boruto began, like, when Naruto ended, everyone was getting really emotional and really happy about the journey they've been on, which I get, you know. It is sad when a long-running shonen comes to an end, you know, that always happens. I mean, oh god, I can't imagine how people are going to react when One Piece finishes. Like, people are going to cry their eyes out. It's going to be cool, though. It's going to be emotional, but it's going to be cool. Like, I imagine all the tribute videos on YouTube. So, you know, I'm not the biggest fan. Maybe I'll give it a shot, but I'm not huge on it. And have you ever played an instrument? No, I mean, I've tried guitar and piano and stuff, but I'm not musically talented. It's not where one of my talents lies, so I've tried an instrument, but I can't play it. I love music, I'm just not skilled at it. That's just how it goes. Okay. Next question. Do I think Zeiss is underrated? Slightly. Mainly because if you actually go for a hard mode run, then Zeiss is one of the best units to use. Like, seriously. Not only his growth rate's good, but his class is good, and again, I've gone on and on. That fucking strength stat, it's 19 at base level. Fuck! So, I think in a general sense, yes, but when it comes to the more, like, competitive or, like, objective sense, no. So he's kind of 50-50, but he is one of the most forgettable ones. What are Felicia and Jacob? Would you call them Jagans? Honestly, no, I would not call them Jagans. I would call them, Jesus Christ, why the hell can't keep getting these criticals? They're not Jagans, but they're kind of low-level Oifes. Mainly because Felicia and Jacob can be potent till the end. But like, because they can work as great healers and stuff towards the end, and they can still be good. Like, their class is not meant to be super strong. They're meant to like deal with weak units, debuff enemies, and heal you. That's their point. They can do that to the end. I've had Felicia stick with me like throughout. I think Felicia is more of is the stronger of the two, mainly because she has a high magic stat, and if you give her the Flame Shuriken, she can actually be devastatingly strong by the end. So I think they're Oi phase, but pretty low down. Not Jagen's, but low down Oi phase. Okay, next question. Do you think a Fire Emblem fighting game would be good, and if so, who would you want in it, excluding Lords? We already have a Fire Emblem fighting game. It's called Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS. No, but honestly, Fire Emblem fighting game would be good. A Soul Calibur style sword-based one I think would be really, really cool. Who would I like to see in it? Well, bad guys, obviously. That's a decent level up for Kent. Solid all around. So, bad guys, some of the more popular characters, like maybe like one of the Navaras, like maybe Ira or Joshua or Navarra himself, like maybe like Saber representing the Ogmas, have archers in there like maybe Shinon or Klein. I doubt they could do many mounted units and stuff like that, so it'll have to be like the standing ones. Maybe get some mages in there like Tharja, get a trickster in there like Anna. Some of the more popular, but also characters that can maybe work in a fighting game. Go Florina. And who else could work? Obviously the bad guys. I said that before. Maybe maybe get a knight in there. Probably get like Oswin or Effie or Gilliam maybe. Or for a joke, maybe put in fucking Gwendolyn. Yeah, but fire game can work. But I definitely prefer like a weapons-based Soul Calibur one. I mean, that would be cool. And also, beast units would be interesting. Physical ones, like, oh god, if you put a fucking dragon unit in there, I'd make a shit out of them. And maybe dancers where they're not very strong, but they're very evasive and they have weird weird attacks where if you combine them together, you get a buff. So that'd be cool. Okay. Next question. Out of all the lords in the franchise, how would you rank them? And who do you think is better than who? I remember. So, unit comparison, like character-wise, combat abilities, signature weapon. Okay, so combat-wise, I think Ike I'd put at the top. Oh wait. Okay, so combat-wise, I would put Ike at the top, Sigurd at second place, Ephraim third, probably Lucina or Hector fourth. No, sorry. Move Lucina and Hector. So after Ephraim, I'd probably put Corin, because Corin's actually really strong. Then I'd put Lucina, then Hector. Then probably put Celica, then Alm. Alm is really good, but Celica has that magic bonus, which I think will give her an advantage. Then maybe like Ellawood and Erica. After that, Roy. Then Lynn. And then right at the bottom, Micaiah. I mean, no, Lynn and Micaiah are some of the weakest, but Micaiah's that's just kind of crappy. Oh, again with the level ups. Lynn's like, oh, you think I'm one of the crappiest? Well, this level up says different. I wonder if I'm missing any lords. I mean, I can't say much for Seliph and Leaf, because I haven't used them. Oh, and Marth I'd probably put above Eliwood, but lower than, Alm and Celica. So that's how I would do it. Character-wise, signature weapon I can't really say much for. Ike's got my favourite because it's Ragnar. I love Lynn's Manicotti. I really like, the Yato's cool, so that's quite high. I like the Rapier, I like Eric and African's. More Ephraim because he's got two signature weapons, and Eric is pretty cool. Yeah. That's all I can really say for signature weapon. In terms of character, my favourite is Lucina. I think these days Lucina I like the most, because I like how involved she is in the story, but also her support show a different side of her, and also how it's impacted on the character being in a timeline where everything isn't shit. Lynn I really like as well, because I see her as just a really good independent character. Even though she doesn't do the most in the story, her arc is cool, and I like her a lot. She also has fantastic supports. Ellawood I really like, because I think he's underrated. I think his arc is really good. He's very noble and honest. Ike I really like, especially in Path of Radiance, because he does feel the most very human, and I like that he has those flaws to him, but he's very humble and stuff. Radiant Dawn, he seems a bit too perfect for my liking, so he's kind of low down there. Erica I really like because I just think she's really beautiful. I do like her arc, even though she does some silly stuff. She's very pure. Olynyk kind of the same situation. Path Radiance doesn't do much, but Radiant Dawn much more involved. Celica, I'm about the same. Celica I find the more interesting character, even though she does some stupid shit, I will admit. Even though he's a kind of bland, I do like his arc, and I do like how they build him up, and I do like Sigurd, because I haven't seen him much, but even though he doesn't say much, I do think he's a very noble and honest character, so I like that about him. He is very earnest. Marth, can't say much for... he is cool. I do like his, like how over time he does kind of like, it becomes less revenge for him, and he does feel like a hero king, and he is very noble and stuff. Hector, because admittedly on the normal mode, he's kind of brash idiot, even though towards the end you see the better side of him, and Hector really does have a thing, more of a arc, which I like. F-Frame, again, kind of bland. He's cool and stuff, and he is more involved in the story, but again, kind of bland. Chrom, because I see him as a cool guy, but not much of a lord. He doesn't scream lord to me. He just screams cool dude. Micaiah, because part 1 I do like her. I see her as like a good symbol figure and just a cool character. Part 3 she's a fucking moron. Roy, because there really isn't much to Roy. There could be done more, but I really don't see much to Roy, and he's just kind of there. Corrin, because despite having some good moments, some good supports, and potential, Corrin sucks in my opinion. I do not like Corrin. So that's how I'd rank them in terms of unit and in terms of like how much I like them. Okay, who do you plan to use the most in Warriors? The 3 ones, I've mentioned this quite a few times before, the 3 ones I plan to use the most are Lyn, Camilla, and Xander. Lyn because Lyn is cool and I like, sword fight, I feel very traditional. Camilla because I really like how she's on a mounted unit, the way she's an action unit, and the way they incorporate magic. Her moveset just looks really awesome. And Xander's the same situation on a mounted unit, just running around wrecking shit. I really like how they're going to turn out. So those 3 are the ones I plan to main. I mean, I might be something else might happen, but those are the plan to main. And now we have a defense mission. Woo! What was I like to call it? Dumb gang walk to their death, because that's just how it works. Okay, next question. What are your thoughts on Kaze? I mentioned this in top 15 Fire Emblem Fates characters. I love Kaze. I really like the way they go with him, how he's very loyal to Corrin, but he's such a sweetheart, earnest and nice character. I just really, really, really like him. I think he's a really cool unit. Ninjas in that game are already really good, but I really like him. He was useful no matter how much I use him. I don't know objectively how great that he is, but I really like him. He's just like, he gets along with everyone. He's just such a pure, sweet and lovely guy. I potentially go gay for Kaze. He's lovely. Okay, so there's that. What are your opinions on Pokemon Sun and Moon? Sun and Moon, okay, so let me just start by saying this. Sun and Moon is great in almost every aspect. The new Pokemon, love them. Music, really like it. The new presentation, great. New characters, love them, especially Lily, I think, if I remember correctly. She's adorable, and I really like the type of character she is. Like, the new way it tries to approach things, I like that. The new mechanics implements and stuff like that, like Pokemon go straight to your box and stuff like that, or come to your party, really like it. My problem is, it's way too linear starting out, and it's just not a very fun adventure overall. The later half of it, like the last third of it, gets really fun, but the first 2 thirds, oh my god, Snorefest much? I really didn't like it. I also really didn't like how most trainers only had 1 Pokemon to battle, so after that 1 Pokemon was dead, it's like, bye. I mean, granted, the trainers were harder, but I was just like, 1 Pokemon's here, 1 Pokemon's gone, oh great. I kind of miss fighting 6 Caterpies. Also, the trials, while I like the idea, most of them are just kind of eh. Some of them are challenging, yeah, but most of them are just kind of, didn't really like it. So Pokemon Sun and Moon, great in almost every aspect, but a lot of the core game kind of just falls flat on its face. Bless its soul. Okay. Which of the Pegasus sisters is your favourite out of the main 3? It's either Est or Katria. Est because I like her bubbly, upbeat personality. Katria because I like her more kind of like serious, cold thing. Sorry, no offense to Pala. I like Pala, but the other 2 just have stronger personalities, if you ask me. I mean, Pala's meant to be the middle ground, which I like. I don't think it's cool, but the other 2 just stand out more to me. What do you think... Next question. What do you think of the Project X Zone games? I've never played them, though I heard pretty good things. They get kind of like positive to mixed reviews, though they are fun, so, you know. Yeah, they certainly sound fun, might give them a try at some point. Okay, next couple questions from this person, Mr. Yugo 5D, so there's a lot to go through, and I mean a lot. If you were to add a character in Fire Emblem Warriors, who would it be? Well, it depends. If it's just add any other character, Ike, or, you know, something like that. If it's add characters from the games represented, well, if Lynn's there from Blazing Sword, I'd add Eliwood or Hector, if we can't have Lords Nino and Jafar. From Awakening, I'd add Sayori, or I would add Faja, because I think they'd be unique to play as and cool. I know Anna's coming as DLC, so I'm not counting that. For Fates, I would do Felicia and Kaze, just because they represent all the pathways, and I think it'd be cool to play as like Shuriken dagger users. And from Shadow Dragon, I put in Minerva, because just Minerva's awesome. You know, we need more dragon units. We only have Camilla right now. We need more. Okay. Next question. Who is cuter, Nino from this game or Faye from Binding Blade? Oh, that's a hard one. Nino is really cute because of her arc, and in Heroes, oh my god, she's so adorable. But Faye is just like, her sprite is so cute, and her outfit's adorable, and she's a roly-poly dragon, and oh god, and that last bit in Binding Blade where she gets excited, I can't decide, they're just, you know, oh god, they're just too cute. Next question. Have you done a pacifist run of the Feral Frontier in Path of Radiance? Basically, it means is don't kill any of the glues. No. No, they all die. I want the experience points. I'm sorry. I know it's kind of the wrong thing to do because they're feral and they're being forced to and stuff like that. Or, yeah. But, no. I just straight up, they die. They're trying to kill me. It's BLP killed a Fire Emblem. Okay. What would you do if somehow got into the world of Fire Emblem Awakening? Find Crumb's army, sign up, and try to be best friends with Sumiya and win her heart. Straight up. That was what I would do. Or if I wasn't in the world of Awakening, probably like just go to like Ylisse, find a nice place there, and then just stay out of everything else because every other nation gets taken over by Crom, and I don't want to get caught up in the fighting. He also asks, is there a story of as to how you fell in love with Sumiya? Yeah, and I explained it in the Robin Supports one. It was to do with the thingamajig. In that video, I'm pretty much sure you've all seen it. So if you want to know why, in that video I explain why I love Sumiya so much. She has a very personal impact on my life. Do you have any other questions for me? Yeah, I have one for you. Did you love Swordmasters before or after Mia? Like, you discovered Mia? Because I don't know what your first Fire Emblem game was and stuff like that. So, were you a fan of Swordmasters before? Or was it a case of you played as Mia, you loved Mia, and then you just loved Swordmasters? So, I'd like to know. Also, when you do top 10 Fire Emblem archetypes, are you going to show your favourite characters of the archetype? Yes, because at this point of the recording, the video is not uploaded yet. It's recorded, most of the base files are set up, so I've just got to do all the editing. So yes, I will go with my favourite character from each archetype. Because, okay, he also asked, what do you think of my favourite characters from each of this game? And these are the favourite characters. From Blazing Sword, it's Fiora and Hector. That's cool. Fiora I really like, the most mature of the Pegasus Knights, and she's my favourite of them. So I get that. Hector also get because he is quite dynamic of the Lord. He has that really cool arc in Hector Hard Mode. He has this really cool it's like exclusive conversations, and he's a bit of a beast of a unit. In Eliwood mode, it's more noticeable. He's quite the beast of a unit. Okay, Sacred Stones, it was Natasha and Cormag. Natasha, I think that's more of like, I'm not that huge on Natasha, but I can see what you like, especially because she's going for the more Madonna angle and know how much you love them. So that's cool. Cormag I definitely get. He's one of the stronger characters in the game, so I'm definitely behind that. Cool Wyvern Rider, very cool character, good arc he's got. Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, Mia, Titania, Heart, and Ike. Mia, duh! That's obvious. I get why you like Mia, though. She's one of the warmer sword masters. Xerox and Joshua and Edward are exceptions, but most sword masters are pretty cold. So, she's one of the warmer ones, especially for, before, Fates came along, everyone was kind of warm. She was definitely, one of the warmest sword masters, so I get that. Titania, definitely, because she's actually a really, really good, motherly figure, just really strong character, great Oife, great unit. Titania I really like, she's just a really strong character. Ha, yeah, I get, because Ha's, you know, he's, in Path of Radiance, he has some pretty cool conversations, and his stuff with Shiharu's cool. Also, in Radiant Dawn, he's a beast of unit, and Ike, yeah, totally get it. You know, Ike's fantastically written character, in my opinion. I really like him. I think he's, like, I just think he's really cool. Fantastic unit, fantastic character. I get that. Shadow Dragon, Lindel and Ogma. Lindel I get, because I remember, like, she's the other mage you get, and I actually kind of prefer her to Merrick, so I, you know, thought that was cool. And, you know, solid, I'll tell you right now, Thingy gets some, is like solid across the board, that dude. So yeah, I get that. Ogma I also get because, again, cool guy, definitely strong unit, you know, he started a really cool archetype, so that's cool. Awakening, Muriel and Lonku. That's interesting. Muriel, it's quite interesting because she's a lot more serious character, but I do like how that's, like, she, like, that type of mindset, especially in the, oh, of course Same would get the good level up. Use him, even though I don't plan to use him, of course Same would get the good one. So, yeah. Yeah, Muriel I like because her support's going in a slightly different direction. I know some people think she's kind of bland just because she's kind of like too science obsessed, but I like that, especially for that type of setting it is. You don't see that many people. Doesn't explain Lauren. I mean, Lauren's just kind of, in my opinion, discount Muriel, so this kind of sucks. But yeah, I think Muriel is cool. I can see why you like her, and she is a pretty solid unit. Lonku definitely get because he's a cool sword master. He has some very emotional supports, and he's an absolute beast of unit. Fire Fate's Birthright, Hannah and Ryoma. Yeah, because sword masters, Ryoma's just damn cool. Hannah because, again, I reckon you see a lot of Mia in her because of how warm she is and her need to, like, train and stuff, and also, like, just her connection with her grandfather as well. I reckon that's quite a strong thing that she's got going for her. So, you know, I could definitely see why you like Hannah. I like Hannah quite a bit, so yeah, I can see that. Pretty much in every game, I understand why you pick the sword masters. For Conquest, it's Effie and Leo. Yeah, I get Effie because of the devotion she has to, what do you call it? To Elise. Like, it's more of a personal thing with them. It's not just like they're devoted just because they're out of obligation. No, Effie, it's way more personal. Which begs the question of, like, how young was Elise and how old was Effie when they met? Because, like, Effie looks at least to be in her 30s, maybe? Maybe she's younger. So I get that. Leo, yeah, because I like how well written he is. The type of, like, I know he has that kind of, like, inferiority complex. But I also like even though he has that, he's not a dickhead. He is kind of a nice guy. And, like, I like how he does kind of, like, in both Conquest and Birthright, you see how he has his own schemes, he has his own way of doing things, which I really do like. And I think, yeah, Leo's just a really cool guy, and I like, especially in Conquest, how close he does get with Corrin. So yeah, I like Leo. And for Echo's Delphia and yeah, I get Delphia because she's kind of like, I'm so great, I'm wonderful, and I wreck all kinds of shit. Oh yeah, that's no reason I reckon you like Effie, because she's fucking disgusting in terms of being a knight. She's just awesome. So yeah, I get the Delphia one. And yeah, I get that too. Really solid unit, really solid character, really solid guy. Still got questions from this person. Okay. What would you do if you were trapped in the world in the Fire Emblem world, but get to choose where in it you would be? If I was in the world of Fire Emblem, that depends on the game, really. Because if I was in Blazing Swords world, I would probably where would I be? I don't know. You know what? Just for shits and giggles, I want to be in Burn. Why? Because Burn has Wyverns and Burn has Saphir. You know, I'm gonna get into Saphir's good book, and maybe with his help, I can help to No, actually, I would stay in Arcadia because or Nabata, because that place has no like hatred or like bias towards anyone. It's just get along. Plus, it has dragons, and I like dragons. So, you know, that's where I'd like to stay. I can't think of anywhere else. Maybe in Fate, I'd stay in Izumo because that's neutral territory and like nothing goes down there. So maybe there. So. I don't know. There's a place which kind of like, where shit doesn't go down. If you're wondering, would I stay in Goldoa? No, because apparently, because from what I've seen, it looks really boring. I know it's dragons, but everyone seems bored out of their fucking minds. Also, Goldoa wouldn't accept me because I'm not a dragon. Hey, next question. Why did you pair Chrom with Sully? You paired Chrom with Sully because they had such a bromance going on. It was like, the way Chrom and Sully work off each other was just kind of cool. Like, it wasn't like super romantic. They were just kind of like cool because Sully's a much more like butch, macho type character. So the way, and Crumb's never been one for like formality. Like, he's not really huge on like, oh, like what is, you know, oh, you're a woman, I've got to treat you this way and that and the other. He's just kind of like cool with people, stuff like that. He's very on the level. So I think those two, they just worked really well for each other, and the romantic interest, it came quite naturally because they became friends, but then it became much more like sexual, so to speak. They started seeing more of the sexual appeal in each other. So, I really like their bromance, so to speak. Okay. Why is Jill your favorite Wyvern Rider? Jill's my favorite from a character standpoint because I love the way that how she comes to grips of how the world really works and stuff like that. Sorry, Fireman 24 doesn't exist, but Jesus, that's quite the high critical. I really like how, because of the way that people have grown up in Burn, you see, it's understandable as to why she acts the way she does. So I can see why she hates the Lagoos. But over time, she does want to be an independent character, and she, goes out of her way to join Ike's side and see things from a different perspective. And even though she has to face her father, she sees, I'm a changed person now. The way Dane does things isn't right. So I really like that about Jill. She has more of a good level up. She has more of she feels more independent, and the whole thing she has a full circle where she starts up really bigotry. She has a massive sense of bigotry and hatred, but by the end she comes to accept the Goose for and become a much better person. And in terms of unit, she always starts out a bit slightly. She has a bit of trouble starting out, but in Path Radiant she becomes really good because she has a Lagoos brand, so she's drawn against them. She's a Wyvern unit, she can fly across terrain and stuff, and she's just really good. And in Radiant Dawn, Wyverns automatically are really good because they have only weak to lightning magic, which I swear was the worst in that game, on top of the fact that they're not weak to bow, so that's great. And Jill in Radiant Dawn, she, again, trouble starting out, but she gets really good. By the time you get to part 4, if you've been training her up, she can easily surpass her. And God, I just love Jill. She's one of my favourite Fire Emblem characters ever. She's wonderful. And level up for Lynn, see what she gets. And it's, again, good level up, just not in the strength, but still good stuff. She's getting good in the defense and the resistance, funny enough. Okay. Who is your favorite Avatar-owned character in Awakening of Fates? That would be Sayri for Awakening, because, again, I get why the support really works off each other. Robin's interested to see what the other land is like because of the type of person he is, and she's happy to express it. I really like that. And Sayri's just really cool. Scarlet in Fates because it's interesting to see a Norian join Hoshido. You can see the rebellious side, and it's also see a different character join the ranks. And I just think Scarlet, despite being quite serious, resolved and serious, she has that kind of the way she decorates her weapon. She has that innocence to her, which I really like. She's a funny character, but she has that serious side as well. So I really like that. Next question. What do you think about me? I think you're a very engaging person who really likes to get involved with a lot of these chats and stuff, which I really like. You're a very active person on this channel, and not just this channel, but other channels and stuff like that. You even replied to that comment I left in when I can't remember the user's name, but she did top 5 Fire Emblem Architects video I really liked. So you're a very active person. I can see like a lot of characters you really like. You really do like Fire Emblem for I think it's more character reasons than stat reasons, which I'm always down with. I like discussing that with people, not which character's the best in terms of, they're the strongest. I like discussing with people, why do you like this character for this specific reasons? So I feel like that you're very, you're a cool guy, Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D. Very active, very involved person, and I really like that. And I already asked that. You already asked that question. Do you have any questions for me that don't involve using Mia? Alright. Okay, here's a question for you that doesn't involve using Mia. Are there any sword masters in Fire Emblem you don't like? Yeah, I'd like to know that. Are there any sword masters at Fire Emblem at all that you do not like? It'd be really interesting to know. Alright, the part's about to end, but I can get this last couple of questions done. Okay, so here. Have you seen Digimon Tri? And if you have, did you like it? If not, why? I have seen the first bit of Digimon Tri. I think it was the first OVA they showed. I did like what they were going with. It's going for a darker approach. I've seen clips of the other bits. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I just need to get around to it. My backlog is terrible. And it feels like a nice celebration of the original series. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes, because also it's fixing a lot of the problems like the old Digimon series had. The bad animation, the awkwardish soundtrack, the very, very questionable dialogue. I mean, I love Digimon, but it had those problems, whereas this one kind of fixes everything, because now they have more focus, bigger budget, and so on. Also asked, have you watched TMNT before, and if you have, which one is your favourite? I have. I didn't watch much of it. I was more a fan of the 2003 series, because that's kind of what I grew up on, so I really like that. And also, what do you think of Digimon and Fire Emblem crossover with each other? Interesting idea, but you'd really have to work around which Digimon are super effective against which Digimon, because you can't have it where every Digimon just, like, works against everyone. You have to really focus on, like, maybe Garurumon beats Greymon because, again, water type-ish. So you really have to try for a more Pokemon-style approach in terms of how certain things work against each other. But anyway, thank you all very much for tuning into this part. When we next come back, we're going to continue with Lin Hard mode, answer more of these questions I get through. And sorry this one took so long. It's just that the Dynasty Warriors video took so much out of me in terms of editing. But until then, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.